From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
American Door Company has been family-owned and operated for over 29 years, supplying Northern California with quality garage doors, garage door openers, and installed with the best service you'd expect from a locally owned company. We serve all of Northern California from Willows all the way up to the Oregon state line. Give us a call today.
Well, things definitely getting tricky around here. You know, the forecast models, the long range is what we've been really relying on when we're talking about the potential for thunderstorms. And I've been talking about it really since the beginning of the week and even latter part of last week as well. The thing is, as we looked way out like 7-8 days, the forecast models were really aggressive in that potential for thunderstorms. And as we started getting closer and closer to this upcoming weekend, it started backing off more and more. But now we can start tapping into the shorter range forecast models, which tend to have a little bit better of a handle on these situations, and they're much more aggressive. So things have been tricky, but beginning to really shape things up and get a little better handle on things. So let's take a look at it. Start off with our headlines, right? So we've got the warming trend as we approach the weekend. That's still, we're pretty confident in that temperatures are going to start to increase. We'll notice the increase over the weekend. Potential for thunderstorms, mainly in the mountains, but now I'm bringing back that chance for everyone in the valley, including Chico, Red Bluff, and Redding. And then the heat wave this weekend and next week, and we'll get into that here in a second. All right, let's take a look at hour by hour today. No showers, no thunderstorms, right? We're just going to be looking at the sunny skies, a few high clouds out there, mid-90s for places like Redding and Red Bluff, maybe a little bit warmer in some spots. But then Chico, about 92, with mainly sunny skies as well. Now for the mountains, dry conditions, no thunderstorms yet. Looking at mainly sunny skies. Temperatures mainly in the mid to upper 80s. There are a few of those warmer spots that we typically see that could get into the low 90s later on this afternoon. Fire potential for your Thursday today, right? We're looking at the low risk. That's good. Now, this is something I pointed out really yesterday, and we'll be pointing out again today. We're going to fast forward to Sunday. We're looking at Sunday right now, and you see what we're seeing here, right? Now, this map here, as we look at this map here, all season long, it's always only been green, yellow, or brown, right? So for the first time this season, we're getting into the red, which the L for lightning. So the potential for thunderstorms is certainly there. Now, this one is saying Sunday, but take a look at the Storm Prediction Center's outlook for Saturday. Now, I'll be honest with you, they're doing a pretty good job here. This looks pretty good, and I agree with this quite well. That being said, I do think most of Modoc County, parts of Siskiyou and Trinity County could also see some activity as well. Probably just not as much. And you'll notice it's in the valley. I agree with it. I think there's that potential, but it'll probably be more in the Saturday evening time frame for the valley. And we'll see that here in just a second here. So that's what it looks like when we're talking about the thunderstorm outlook for Saturday. All right, so the cooler air, that's this cold front right here. That's what moved in yesterday. Now that's out of here. High pressure is building back in, and we're going to be looking at warmer temperatures as a result. This right here is remnants from a tropical storm that's over Southern California right now. That will be migrating northward here over the next couple of days, and that's what's going to give us the chance for thunderstorms. That's going to be the moisture source, along with the potential for some monsoon moisture in there as well. Today, no, we're not going to see any of that activity. Friday, though, look at Friday. See how the monsoon moisture is coming on up, that remnants of that tropical storm? Looks like, and you know, the models were doing a pretty good job with this even yesterday. The bulk of the activity looks to be in Lassen County, and especially eastern Lassen County, places like Susanville. As you start heading west, maybe towards Chester as well. You start heading north, chances start to diminish. But I do think places like Alturas, maybe Cedarville, could maybe see some activity here. But to the west of that, it's looking dry. Okay, now we go into Saturday, and this is when things really start to flare up. We're beginning to see all of Lassen County, Modoc County. But remember I was showing you that Storm Prediction Center outlook where it was really kind of taking this whole area right here and giving the best chance for thunderstorms. This is looking pretty good. This is pretty much on par with what the Storm Prediction Center is saying out of Norman, Oklahoma. Now, as I mentioned, we can see some activity for the northern mountains, and not to mention into Trinity County as well. Now, you'll notice too, we're seeing the activity just off the foothills of the valley. Now, typically when storms go down these mountains, we get a sinking motion. Sinking motion does not help support thunderstorm activity. So what tends to happen is you get these thunderstorms that ride down the mountains, coming down to the valley. Sometimes they'll either break apart entirely and the valley gets nothing, but if they're strong enough, they can hold on to some of their strength and maybe even sometimes redevelop as they get into the valley, and we start to see more chances for showers and maybe thunderstorms. So what I'm thinking is that as we get into the 5, 6 o'clock time frame, we may start to see some of that activity making its way into the valley, and in particular around Redding and Red Bluff. Chico, slimmer chances, but I'm including Chico in that. All right, now let's take a look at the long-range forecast model. Remember I was saying about the long-range forecast models, they've been kind of really backing down on that overall potential for thunderstorms. Still the case. You look at Sunday, it's not showing much, but I still think at least the mountains have a chance for thunderstorms. And you know what? Maybe even the valley. But for now, I'm keeping the valley out of that for now, okay? And then we go into Monday, and looks like we're seeing, again, a little bit more aggressive potential for that activity here. Then we go into your Tuesday, right? Now we're looking at Tuesday, looking at a little bit of activity. Wednesday, some down to the south. Thursday of next week, maybe some activity, and then maybe Friday as well. But here's the deal. This is the first time I'm seeing this for a while. So the forecast models are going back and forth as to whether or not we'll see off and on chances through next week. So for now, here's what I'm thinking. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Those are the 3 best days or the 3 best chances that we have for thunderstorms, especially in the mountains. As of right now, we could see some activity, especially Saturday evening in the valley, and we can't rule out Sunday, and quite honestly, even Monday as well. So this is one of those forecasts where, you know, you may have been watching and you're getting different sources of information, some saying this, some saying that. And there's a reason for that, because the forecast models, quite honestly, are all over the place with these thunderstorms coming in over the weekend. And that's why it's difficult for someone like you who may be pulling it from different sources, kind of getting maybe frustrated. So that's why it's good to try to maybe stick with one source, whether NorCal, for example, and I can really kind of help spell it out for you, because I not only give you the forecast and tell you what I think is going to happen, but I give you an idea of what we're dealing with. You know, what the forecast models are saying, what the differences are, and what we're thinking here. So that's kind of the bottom line here. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, those are the best chances. On either side of that, there could be some chances for some other mountain locations. And of course, going into Saturday, it looks to be dry as well. All right, here's your temperature outlook. Not bad for today and tomorrow, but now it's increasing. And just a quick, interesting note, we saw 11 straight days of 100+ degree temperatures for many of us in the valley in the month of July. That was an 11 straight day period. Anything after that or even before that has been anywhere between 2 and 5 days. So we really haven't seen, minus that one in July, very long stretches of 100+ degree temperatures. This is going to break that trend. This will probably be the second longest stretch of 100+ degree temperatures, but a longer stretch nonetheless than we've seen on average. Now, we look at our forecast for today, no triple digits, low to mid 90s in the valley, mainly 80s in the higher elevations. Some of the warmer typical spots will get into the low 90s today. So let's take a look at that 7-day outlook. As I mentioned, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's the best chance for everyone in the mountains. We could see some activity as early as Friday for Susanville, and then maybe even into next Tuesday. But as of right now, I'm keeping the thunderstorm chances out for Tuesday. Stay tuned, though, if you have plans for early next week. Your 7-day outlook for the valley. Now, I've got you dry today and tomorrow. Now, I've got a slight chance. I just put the wording of a slight chance in there because maybe in the evening, as I mentioned, we could see some activity in the valley. Now, Sunday, Monday, I don't have any thunderstorms in there for the valley. That may change. So if you have outdoor plans over the weekend, keep a close eye. As we go into tomorrow, we'll start getting a better handle on what we can expect here as we go through the weekend. But temperature-wise, yes, it's warming up, especially this weekend and especially the north end of the valley. Temperature is most likely 100 degrees plus through next week.